Hi, I'm Jami Philbrick for IamRogue.com. I'm here in Anaheim, California at WonderCon 2014, and I had a chance to talk to the cast and crew of the new film, Deliver Us from Evil. I spoke to Eric Bana, Olivia Munn, McHale, and the great Jerry Bruckheimer. Here's what they had to say. I know the film is based on a book. Did you look at the book for sort of any clues for your character, or did you go straight from the script as far as the source material?
Look, I had enough time to do everything, actually, so it was great. I mean, the book was, interesting from a, research point of view, but I got to really spend a lot of time with Ralph, the real Ralph Sarchi, and that was great. He was on set every day. He was there in rehearsals and pre-production, so... you just suck it all up, just take it all in and rehash it and spit it out in your own version. So everything you can get access to is always handy.
What was it about this material when you saw the book that you really wanted to, work it and get a good writer and director to make this into a film?
It's based on a true story. It's a part procedural, part, actually happened, and it scares the heck out of me. So, when it scares me, I thought it'll scare other audiences also, even though I'm not a big fan of the genre. But Scott is, and we relied on Scott. We can do the procedural part. We know that part, but Scott can do the rest.
Scott Derrickson is the best director in this genre. I mean, and probably I haven't done any other genre with him, but he's so fantastic and he's so collaborative. And, it always, in any profession, it starts at the top, and he is so wonderful, and he just knows it. He, like the timing of, he'll scare the crap out of you. My best guy friend came with me to a screening. He had to pop a Xanax afterwards, and then he said to me, he's like, "I love you and I will support you in anything you do, but I will never see this movie again." And I was like, that's Scott.
Is that the reaction you were going for?
I'm not even expecting that, and it's like definitely that's the best reaction. Like if you can't see this movie again, then I think we did a good job.
Scott Derrickson, who is he's one of my best friends, and he wrote the role with me in mind, and so to be in the movie, I was just like, this is a dream coming true that it was amazing. I can't even tell. It was so cool. So I can look back and go, my awesome friend put me in his movie. And it was a thrill. I mean, I got to fight with knives. I trained for him for 3 weeks. I got to be in fights and run down the streets of Bronx at 3 a.m. chasing perps. And it was just awesome. And to work with Eric Bana, right there he goes. Dashing movie star Eric Bana and Edgar Ramirez and Olivia Munn and Sean Harris. I mean, it was just like, it was really, I couldn't believe it.
You're doing that action stuff that kind of feel like, like you're a kid, like you're playing, right?
It does. And you feel like I'm in an action movie. This is the thing I would have, if it was an auction item at a charity event, I would be like, I want to bid on the be an action star for a day. And because it was great. And Eric, it was, yeah. And no, Eric is just such a movie star, and he kills it in it. So you'll see him deliver like you won't believe.
Tell me about working with Scott.
It was amazing. It's probably not the sort of film that I would have jumped into if it was a first-time director, I don't think. I felt like for the film to be at its best, it existed on a really narrow plane. It was a really fine line, and I had just immense trust in Scott based on his previous work, and having met with him, it felt like I was in really, really good hands, and we collaborated really well. We had a great time, and it was super interesting, actually.
Can you talk a little bit about this cast? Because it's amazing. I mean, Eric Bana and McHale and Olivia Munn. I mean, it's a really good cast.
Well, a lot of it has to do with Scott. Scott, brought Edgar and Joel into the project. I liked Edgar a lot from Carlos, which I saw, which was a mini-series. And then Eric, we worked with in the past on Black Hawk Down, so I was excited to work with him again. And Olivia's just a great actress.
Was it Newsroom where you kind of discovered her?
I'd been aware of her prior to that, but the Newsroom certainly showed how good she can be.
You're in a Jerry Bruckheimer movie.
I know.
How amazing is that?
That's pretty bananas. I mean, the fact that he even knows who I am and knew who I was to offer me the role, and that was just that was the first thing. That was my agent said, so there's this Jerry Bruckheimer movie, and he saw your stuff, and he's offering it to you, and that's all I heard. I didn't
no audition, nothing. Just we want you.
Yes, that was the first time I've ever got anything like that, and so it was very exciting. And of course, it was Eric Bana and Scott Derrickson and Edgar Ramirez, and everything else was very easy to say yes to.
What was the aspect of your character that you really liked the most, that really you were able to emotionally get involved with?
Well, I love the fact, he's a tough as nails Bronx detective who comes from a really brutal world where everything is black and white and physical and real. and he's forced to entertain all these other notions. So, to be honest, it's coming from the angle of being a pure skeptic, which I think is also beneficial for the audience, and to see that journey and that trajectory. And it was really, really well written. And even if it wasn't in a horror film, I still would have played Ralph Sarchi, So it was a lot of fun.
And the real life guy was on the set a lot as an advisor, is that right?
That's right. Ralph was there all the time. He's still doing this. He's still working with priests, even though he's retired. So, he's got a lot of tape on actual exorcisms and things that really happened. And we all did our research, and we used some of the real things that actually happened.
And the guy was there every day. And yeah, he's an intense dude. He could break you in half. He could break a couple of us in half at once. It was rare for him in his 25 years on the force that he wasn't swung at or gotten to, had to really arrest someone or shot at in the Bronx or parts of Brooklyn. I mean, he was in it all the time, and he assists on exorcisms. It's really crazy and quite a story. And his name's Ralph Sarchi, and he was. Scott met him and rode around with him, and this came out of Scott's brain. So he was really cool. He was our consultant. He was the guy, here's how you... Yeah, so when we had guns and stuff on set, he was the guy that was showing everybody how to not kill yourself with them. And he showed different... Yeah, like when we were collaring guys and stuff like that, he made sure that we knew exactly...
How to be a cop.
Yeah, makes it... Yeah, because I'm naturally a pussy, so... Yeah, he was cool. He also, yes, I should. I have time for that. So I should work it in. Yeah, but the movie is scary. So my mom and my mother-in-law are gonna hate it.